What's up, folks? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with another haul video. This time, for the majority of it, it is an original comic book art pickup from various different places, eBay, the artist directly, etc., etc. So if you want to see what I picked up today, then stay tuned for the video. Before we get into all of this comic book-ish goodness, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the bell notification one, so when videos like this one drop ever so randomly, you are one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch an hour later. As long as you watch it, we appreciate you. We appreciate you so much that we're going to give you some freebies. If you are looking for supplies for your comic books, your records, your cards, etc., you can visit bcwsupplies.com. Use the coupon code SCG to save yourself 10% at checkout. The link is in the link tree description in the description below. And if you're like me and you love some good comics and some good coffee mixed together, visit comicsoncoffee.com and use the coupon code SCG to save yourself 15% on your order. Now, previously, when I was doing a lot more videos than what I do today, I used to show my art drops. Those videos really didn't gather a lot of viewership as what my comic book stuff does, similar to when I was opening up my toys and things like that. So then after I quit doing them, then people were saying, hey, where's your original art stuff? You need to do a video on your original art stuff. So I said, well, hey, I'll do another video. And as you can see by the head of the kiddos over here, they're so interested in the fact that I'm doing this that they wanted to be part of it too. All right, so the first page up is actually a page from Eternal, that way, yeah, from Eternal Warrior, number, issue is this? I forget what issue it is. It's page 7. So this was on eBay. This is an eBay purchase. So not an awful lot of action, but we got Bloodshot going up in the raft, climbing up here, checking it out, and then I don't know if this is the after effects of him coming up here, or he was already that way. And he dumps the body down there. You can see the paste ups, which are browning from the glue that holds them on. This page right here was also sold as the non-published page. As you can see, the pages are very similar to each other. It's funny because this one up here says Eternal Warrior and then has the page stamp on here, which Valiant would do, but then this one has the paste ups for the text bubbles and stuff on it. So that's the one that was used, but very, very similar. Especially up here, you could notice that the raft is a little bit different than what was published. So this next package is from Ariel Ovaletti. I know him from his art. He had a run on Cable, a cover run on Incredible Hulk. Most recently, if you notice like some watch ads in your comic books, like for Avengers and Loki and stuff like that, Spider-Man, he did those. So if you're reading current comics and see that is him. So he had posted up a couple of older pages for sale on his IG page, and I questioned him and said, hey, do you have any pages from your Cable run? And he replied yes, to reach out to him. He actually ended up having several pages from Exo and Ninjak, Exo Manowar and Ninjak. And so I was already in the middle. I'd already committed to buying this Cable stuff, and then I had was already committed to some other stuff, so I kind of let that go. So as far as his process goes, again, he's better known for his, and he's down in South America, and so it took quite a while for this actually to get to me, which, you know, you can't help. It's got to go through customs and all that other kind of stuff. It's amazing that we have stuff go through more customs to get across the border when it goes to the mail system than we do for people. But I digress. It's got a weird kind of a wax packaging on here. Let's see. Yeah, let's see here. So on that Cable run, and so if y'all read Cable when he had Baby Hope after he went into the future and Bishop was chasing him, he actually did the interiors for that too. And so what he does is he pencils it out. He pencils it out and then paints over like either a blue line or a Lightbox copy of this. So this is the original. So there's no that's what they told me. He digitally paints it over there. So there's no original paints, only the pencils. So this is blue line pencil. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can see there's a difference between blue line pencil and blue line like the computer inked it out. You know, the artists that will do, they draw blue line because it picks it up well. And so you can tell that this is actually hand drawn. You use the blue line for you kind of come back with some. So he did kind of stamp it down here, and then he signed it, which is great. I don't think I asked for that, but I do like him to sign it. And yeah, so this page right here is when he's in the future and Cannonball walks in. I see the big C on his chest, and of course he's much older now. And Cannonball stalls Bishop for him and Hope to get out of there. And so this is where they're talking, and he's like, hey, you know, I've been waiting for you to show up in my time. You know, all the rest of them are dead. And same thing here. So pretty dope. Really liked his stuff on that Cable run. I liked some of his EXO covers and stuff like that. But again, I'd already kind of committed to those pages. You can have anything you want, can't have everything. So now this next package is a little interesting. I bought this off of Whatnot, and of course, as usual, there's a lot of drama with Whatnot. But this is not through that seller. This is through another seller who's not unfamiliar with drama in his life, and that is Mr. Rob Liefeld. Of course, Rob Liefeld, you know, has like a series of detractors, and they usually revolve around feet or lack thereof. Well, he was showing his Robtober prints on his IG. So you go on his Instagram, his Whatnot. And if you've never been on his Whatnot page before and watched a Whatnot sale of him, you're missing out. It's very humorous, very, very humorous. And so there was this one piece that he had. And I'm trying to figure out, I've already posted this. I've already posted this. I've already posted this picture on my calf. It was a picture of the picture, screenshot of the picture. So I'll scan it and do a better one. If you follow my calf, if you don't, my comic art fans, if you don't follow that, you can go to the Linktree link in the description below and see what I'm talking about. But I'm so anxious to get it up there. So, but this will be a better one when I scan it. So, and on Whatnot, you can actually take a screenshot or a video clip. Like if you win something, especially if it's something like pretty special, you want to make sure that the Whatnot seller is honest, or you just want a remembrance of when you bought it. And so I did that. And once I figure out how to post a video on the Comic Art Live, because I figure if I post it on my YouTube that Rob Liefeld will send me a cease and desist. But anyway, or he'll ban me from his Whatnot shows, which he's apt to do as well. So anyway, it was very interesting of how he congratulated me for winning. Okay. And he had somebody digitally ink this, which I show on my Comic Art fans as well. So Rob is best known probably for Deadpool. That's not my favorite character that he came up with. Cable probably is. And so this is a Strife, which is Cable's clone, as it would later be revealed. And this is Cable reflected off of Strife's deal. So this is pencil and inked by Rob Liefeld. He does the Rob Liefeld signature and his chisel signature. And I was surprised because whenever he sells anything Wolverine, Cable, or Deadpool, which are some of his more popular drawings, is he sells them for more expensive. But it's for a reason, because they're fairly popular. And so I was really surprised that I was able to get this without any competition. So pretty dope. I actually won a mystery box that had a comic sketch cover that had Wolverine on it, because I do like the way he draws Wolverine as well. I'm just not a big Deadpool fan. Otherwise, I would have probably picked up a Deadpool along the way. All right. So this one right here is a biggie. So there is a guy that out on the Valiant comic fans, I think it's valiantfans.com. Let me look over here. Valiantfans.com. It's a message board, so it tells you kind of how old it is. It's a message board. And so on the message board, I said, hey, looking for Valiant art if anybody's wanting to sell. So this guy Steven reached out to me and said, yeah, I'm actually looking to sell and a lot of my stuff. So send me an email. So we've been exchanging emails. This is the second package I've gotten from him. And as soon as he mailed this one, he dropped some more, and I'm already filling up the third package because it's a lot of great stuff. Very, 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 very fair prices. So basically he's selling a lot of this stuff for what he paid for it. And so when it comes to original art these days and the prices that they command, this is by far super cheap. I hesitate to say cheap because that kind of degrades it, but it's very, 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 very inexpensive. So these are a bunch of pages, as you can see right here, all Valiant related. He's got some super dope stuff. I actually found out because I looked it up. I found out that he actually has, there is a Exo Manowar cover, was a 1 in 50 wraparound cover that Bart Sears did. And I had gotten the cover rough from Bart Sears. Super dope. And I thought, man, I'd really love to get the original on this. Found out he has the original of it. So don't think that one's going anywhere because that one's actually framed. These are just extra pages that, not to minimize them, but you know, when you only have, most people only have so much wall space, unless you're like Elon Musk or something, you know, you only got so much wall space, so you can't put everything out. And so he travels a lot for his job. And so a lot of times he, it'll be a, minute before he checks his stuff, which I'm perfectly fine with because again, the deals that I've been getting from him. All right, let's see here. We got an oldie but a goodie. Hard Corps number 10, page 20. Not only did I love the Hard Corps series, this is the OG series. Look who we got right there. Little Turok action. That's what I'm talking about. They're getting out just in time as the mountain explodes. So there was like a crossover they did. It was like 2 issues. And little Turok action. All right, so this is Exo Manowar 26. So this is from VE1. And this is part of the Armor Wars stuff. So actually, and then this next one that I am working on, so there's some that are separate pencils and inks. Oh, so that's what that one is. He had it mislabeled on his thing, but he must have figured it out. Okay, dope. That's cool. All right, so some of these are they're separate pencils and inks. So I'm not a huge fan of separate pencils and inks, obviously. Rather have just the original with the pencils and the inks on them. But with people living all over the world nowadays, it's becoming a more rare feat. But if there are separate pencils and inks, I'd like to get both of them, you know, and keep them together. And so we'll be going back and forth in this pile, I'm sure. So Diego Bernard, I actually got a cover from, I don't know if it's this issue or in this series anyway, of that he done. And I got the pencils from Stephen. All right, so this is the inks for this. Yes, inks. So this is when they're chasing one of the exo suits, and it's going super crazy. So the armor hunters chasing down the exos. This is the definitely inks. It's pencil and inks here. Exo 26, page 14. Then we got the pencils only for page, looks like 9. So yeah, this group of armor hunters, and you'll always hear me recommend it's Exo Man of War Volume 3, written, I think the whole series was written by Robert Venditti, and it's a textbook of how to develop a character through an arc. And so it's like 50 issues, it ended with 50 issues. And so you're talking about, what, a little over 4-year run on it. Various different artists through that time, but weaved a great story of through there. So this is 26. This is 18. Only the inks, and a lot of times on the inks, of course, it's obvious. Dead giveaway is which Diego has some tight ink, tight pencils, but the other dead giveaway is all these X's, which is where the shading and coloring is going to be. And so this guy comes after him, and he goes to hit him, and he gets his head blown off. Pretty dope. So then I have the inks for that. Yep. Then we got another page. Not sure which one this one is. This is right after that scene. Big giant explosion. So then you have a deal where they light up the thrusters and fry them, and then all that's left is crispy exosuit. This is from Eternal Warrior number 4, and this is from the V one, not the old stuff. Got a little Gilead action going on right there with the battle axe. Then we got Eternal Warrior number 3, page 6. Look at that action scene where Gilead jumps up and takes out all 3 of those guys. Super dope. I don't remember who the artist is on that. Then we got Harbinger Wars issue 2. So this is from the first run of Harbinger Wars. So yeah, so really, really dope series as well. We got a sign here, which is awesome. And so, yeah, basically Bloodshot had infected Harada with the nanites. And so he bleeds himself and shoves his hand in that girl's chest so that they kill her and not him. Typical Harada. And Harbinger Wars 1, or part 1, was great. 2, you see things are starting to go off the rails. So, but yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pages from Stephen. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. Man, I went through 11 pages fast. That made me doubt, maybe think one was missing. All right. So to bring it all back home with a little comics, as y'all probably figured out, I do still buy new comics every single week. And then every week I go to the comic shop and I pick up like less than $30. I'm thinking, man, I'm cutting back. But I don't realize that I'm missing a lot of series that I wanted to read. So I'll end up going out of town to a bigger comic shop and they'll have everything and I'll play catch up and I'll go, holy smokes, I'm not saving anything. But as far as like older books, really not hunting for anything in particular. So it's rare that I actually get, I'll hang out in the chats and stuff for the auctions, but it's rare that I end up picking up anything because I either got it or, don't want it at this point. So, but on rare occasions, say, no, that's pretty neat, or it's a good enough price. I said, let me go ahead and get that. And this is the case from this right here. Most of these are mine to keep, and then others will be put in the sell box. And you might say, well, when are you going to sell again? Good question. With the market the way it is, and then my time the way it is, selling is not a high priority. It's not like I got to sell it to pay bills or, anything like that. So it's like, I just assume let stuff sit there. Then I would either sell it at a loss or give it away. All right. So if you know anything about Star Wars and Dark Horse, of course, Dark Horse was the original printer for the expanded universe. And so one of the kind of little niche areas for Dark Horse Star Wars in particular are the newsstands. And so the way you can tell is by this right here. If it says Star Wars Presents or just Star Wars, those are the newsstands. So by then, they're really not newsstands, but they're in Barnes and Nobles and Books a Millions, places like that, still considered newsstands. And they're a little more desirable, especially if you can find them in a decent grade, than what a non-newsstand is. Because, this is very late in the game at this point, because this is 99, so this is not too terribly late. But yeah, it is late in the game overall. This particular issue is not only a newsstand, but it's got a really cool fight scene between Darth Vader and the Nameless One. Ain't that what her name is? Her name's Nameless One. No, the Dark Woman. That's what it is. The Dark Woman, which really never made any sense to me because she forewent her name, got rid of her name, but then you call yourself a Dark Woman, but you're not really on the dark side. But anyway, so Vader chases her down, and I've seen a couple pages from this story for sale. Pretty dope. There's a great action scene there. Yeah, so they go after it. She's using the plants to come after Vader. A lot of great battle scenes in there. So I might end up picking one up from this story. What made me hesitate is the couple of like really big action pages. I'd like to get one of those, but then the ones that I seen were like this one where the pages like deserve to stay together. So he drops the tree on her. He cuts the tree and it drops on her. And then she's sitting there as he goes to strike her down. And those pages were for sale. And I'm like, those really need to stay together because those really tell the story. So even though by themselves are not great pages, it is a great sequence. And so then I'm like, do I want to pay that much to keep them together though? So what do you do? All right, so this one is not a newsstand, but it is Star Wars, Darth Vader, and the Ghost Prison #5. Pretty dope cover right there. This one is Star Wars Outlander, Star Wars #9. So if you know from Dark Horse, the other thing with them is their wonky numbering when they first started the main Star Wars series. This one, too, is a newsstand. And it seems like number 9 is a key of some kind as well, because I know several of the first ones were introducing several new characters. And I don't know if it's Asajj Ventress, maybe. If not, it's a very early appearance of her, nevertheless. So pretty dope. So that's why I got it, was for the newsstand. We got Star Wars Old Republic, number 4. Number 3. And then this one is Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi Prisoner of Bogan, number 5. I mean, this one actually had a little heat to it, the Dawn of the Jedi series, which I had stopped reading Dawn of the Jedi. You know, I'm like, you know, but I really like the Old Republic series and all the other ones that Dark Horse had done. And then I got this one just because it's a cool cover. Star Wars Underworld, number 5 of 5. A little Boba Fett action there, back when Boba Fett was cool. So anyway, so I picked this up from a Florida man. You guessed it, he's out of Florida, and I've noticed him more recently selling on like Strictly's, and I think it might be the only one I've seen him on Strictly's. So yeah, mostly an art haul. I do have another video dropping, or have dropped, because obviously I'm recording this, but I don't know which one I'll release first. But it's my final CGC comeback, and maybe it'll have you green with envy, if that gives you a hint of what it might be. So hopefully you enjoyed the art. Smash that like button, even if you didn't. And until next time, keep reading, keep collecting. Adios.